Listen, you probably think that feeling crushed when things go wrong is just a normal human reaction. It's not. It's a habit you learned. Your stagnation isn't caused by the world being unfair. It's caused by the stories you tell yourself. Let's look at 10 weird habits that actually prove you're breaking free from that trap. We are going to play a quick game. Track how many of these traits you have. Hit 3, and you are officially in the top 5% of people who actually control their reality. Go ahead and hit the like button first. Why? Because the psychology of learning says that taking a physical action while absorbing new data increases your retention rate by 67%. Watch this all the way through. I guarantee that by the end of this video, you will understand your own emotional machinery and how to hijack it in a completely new way. Number 1, you refuse to vent. Society tells you that keeping your frustrations inside is toxic. They say you are bottling things up, that you are a ticking time bomb. But let's reframe this. You aren't suppressing your emotions. You are starving them of oxygen. You have intuitively mastered the dichotomy of control. You understand the brutal, absolute division between what you cannot change, the economy, the traffic, the opinions of lesser minds, and the one thing you control entirely, your response. While the fool focuses on the external world and spirals into a panic, you focus on the internal and act. Your silence isn't a lack of feeling. It is a highly advanced, multi-layered processing system. You don't vent because you refuse to hand the remote control of your peace over to random circumstances. Number 2, you take the blame even when it's not your fault. Average minds look at this and call you a doormat. They tell you to defend your ego. But cognitive psychology and ancient Stoic frameworks suggest something completely different. Taking radical responsibility isn't an act of weakness. It is the ultimate power play. When you say, "This is on me," you instantly strip the external world of its leverage. You stop being a passive passenger waiting for an apology, and you become the intentional architect of the solution. You aren't taking the blame because you are weak. You are prioritizing your own forward momentum over the useless, draining theater of finding a scapegoat. Number 3, you don't get offended. People might call you cold or tell you that you lack self-respect because you don't fight back when insulted. This is the fallacy of emotional causality. Society believes that external events generate emotions. But think about this. Imagine a man bumps into you violently at the supermarket. Your blood boils. You turn around, ready to rage. And then you see he is blind. Instantly, the anger vanishes. The physical event did not change. Only your judgment of it did. If you don't react to insults, it's not because you are passive. It's because your biological and psychological state is entirely insulated. You realize that no one can hurt you without your explicit consent. Number 4, you smile at hardship. To the outside world, this looks like pure madness. When plans fall apart, when crisis hits, you don't complain. You lean into it. They think you are a masochist or hopelessly delusional. The reality? You are practicing Amor Fati, the love of fate. You understand a deep truth that average brains cannot compute. Desiring a life without difficulties is actually desiring your own weakness. The friction you face is not a divine punishment. It is the training. The masses resist reality and create their own misery. You devour reality. You dissect the obstacle, extract the lesson, and use it as fuel. You aren't crazy. You are simply operating on a higher bandwidth. Number 5, you aggressively protect your solitude. You've likely been labeled antisocial, aloof, or arrogant. But this isolation is not a retreat from the world. It is the construction of your inner citadel. A fragile individual desperately seeks external validation, terrified of being alone with their own unfiltered thoughts. But your mind is a rich, complex landscape. You require vast amounts of uninterrupted silence to audit your judgments, process your strategies, and strip away the fake narratives society tries to implant in you. What they call loneliness, you recognize as absolute freedom. You are simply curating the energy you allow into your space. Number 6. You seem oblivious to the past. People accuse you of being dismissive because you refuse to dwell on old wounds or past mistakes. They call it a lack of empathy or a short attention span. But this hyper-focus on the now is a massive neurological advantage. By refusing to drag the dead weight of yesterday into today, you are freeing up millions of neural connections to solve the immediate problem in front of you. You aren't distracted, you are ruthlessly anchored. The past is outside of your control. Agonizing over it is the hallmark of the reactive victim. You discard the useless data and focus entirely on the present moment, where your power actually lives. Number 7. You refuse to worry. In a culture addicted to anxiety, your calm looks suspicious. Why aren't you stressed about tomorrow? They ask, confusing anxiety with preparation. They call you irresponsible. But here is the truth. You know that running complex simulations of disaster in your head is just paying interest on a debt you may not even owe. You don't ignore the future. You just refuse to suffer it before it arrives. Your lack of anxiety isn't ignorance. It's a calculated, high-level refusal to waste cognitive energy on shadows. You prepare, yes, but you do not panic. Number 8. You use dark humor when things collapse. When the project fails or the sky falls, you crack a joke. People stare at you, horrified. They think your emotional compass is broken. But let me absolve you of this guilt. Your humor is not a coping mechanism for the weak. It is the ultimate assertion of dominance over chaos. You aren't broken. The problem is that the average brains around you cannot tune into your frequency. They are trapped in the tragedy, while you have already zoomed out, seen the cosmic absurdity of the situation, and moved on. You laugh because you refuse to let the world dictate your posture. Number 9. You forget the petty details. You can't remember gossip. You forget who insulted who at the party, and you lose track of the trivial dramas that consume everyone else. They call you forgetful or careless. In reality, this is selective genius. Your brain is a highly efficient machine. It actively discards low-level, emotionally reactive garbage to preserve processing power for what actually matters: your purpose, your growth, your internal locus of control. You don't hold grudges because grudges are heavy and you are traveling fast. What society calls a bad memory is actually a pristine, well-defended mental environment. Number 10. You change your mind instantly when presented with new facts. People will accuse you of being fake, inconsistent, or having no firm identity. But tying your ego to an outdated opinion is the definition of intellectual stagnation. Your willingness to pivot, to abandon a failing strategy, to admit, "I was wrong," without a shred of emotional distress, is the ultimate marker of high emotional intelligence and cognitive flexibility. You are not loyal to your ego. You're loyal to the truth. You flow like water around the rocks of reality, while the victims shatter themselves trying to prove the rock shouldn't be there. All right, the audit is complete. Let's close the loop. Look at your score. How many of these 10 habits do you possess? If you hit 3 or more, you are not functioning like the rest of the herd. You belong to a very specific, very rare tribe of intentional architects. I want you to go to the comments right now and type your number. Drop a 3, a 7, a 10. Let's see who is actually part of this 5% club. Put your number down there and look at the company you keep. And hey, if even just one of these habits made you suddenly understand yourself better, hit the like button right now to lock that realization in. Listen to me closely. For years, you have been told that you don't quite fit in. You've felt that quiet isolation, the friction of walking through a world that seems addicted to its own suffering, while you just want to build, observe, and grow. They told you your silence was weird. They told you your calm in the storm was unnatural. They tried to make you feel guilty for not participating in their drama, their gossip, their endless, exhausting victimhood. But I am telling you right now, there is absolutely nothing wrong with you. Your flaws are not flaws. They are the features of an advanced, optimized mind. You are not cold. You are sovereign. You are not a passenger in this life, tossed around by the whims of other people and random events. You are the architect. You own the space between the stimulus and the response. Do not ever apologize for refusing to be miserable. Do not ever lower your frequency just to make fragile people feel comfortable. Stand tall in your inner citadel. There is someone in your life right now who is fighting this exact same battle. Someone who thinks they are broken because they don't cry at every scraped knee. Someone who needs to hear that their stoic nature is a superpower, not a sickness. Do not keep this to yourself. Send this video to them. Share it. Be the catalyst that makes them look in the mirror and finally realize they aren't a weirdo. They are a secret genius. Show them their own strength. The world needs more architects and fewer passengers. If you're ready to keep mastering the dynamics of your own mind, hit subscribe. Stay ruthless, stay anchored, and keep being brilliant. I'll see you in the next one.